What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Vaporous RDA. Alright guys, so here's another new one from our friends over at Wotofo. This is the Vaporous RDA, a very interesting deck style with this one here. It kind of has the recoil, higher outer posts and lower inner posts going on, but it also has a goon style deck up at the top of the post, which of course you'll see in the close-up section. But with that, very, very interesting build deck on this one. You get a nice wide bore tip with it and everything, and it's just a good all-around choice for the builder. This is definitely a builder's RDA. It's going to be great for all of you guys out there that love building the intricate coils and really want to get tricky with your building style. So before I get into this video, I do have to state my intent by saying that I did receive this product for free from the manufacturer for the purpose of doing this video. However, it has no monetary value to me, which means my opinions on it will remain honest and unbiased, of course, as always. With that being said, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to the people over at Wotofo for sending this my way for the purpose of doing this video. So taking a little looky-loo online here, we've got the average price of this thing being about $24.99. I was able to find it for as cheap as $21.95, which is an absolute bargain if you ask me. And the outlier here is Wotofo's website, where it's $34.99. So this device is available in stainless steel and black. No fancy colors with this one, unfortunately. No neochrome or fancy colored top caps, but you do get an Ultem drip tip with it, which is pretty cool. It adds a little bit of class to the whole setup, and I think it looks pretty neat as well. If you want to pick one of these up for yourself, I'll leave links for you guys right down there in the description below. But now it's time to go down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, we've got the Vaporous RDA in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging and then we'll talk about what's inside. So first and foremost, the Vaporous RDA, written there right on the front. You have this cool graphic, kind of galaxy, spacey, artsy-fartsy thing going on, which I like. Big nicotine warning. On this side here, we have the CASA and SAFADA information. I'll say this a million times, Wotofo, good on you. Thank you for putting that on there. Just a little reminder for everyone to go check out CASA and SAFADA. And on this side here we have the UPC. On the bottom we have the authentication little scratch and check thing with a color indicator black, and on the top we have another color indication and the Wotofo logo. And on the back we have pretty basic stuff here, what it contains and some of the warnings, some company information, and another nicotine warning right there at the bottom. Should be no surprise to you, pretty much all Wotofo's latest products have this sort of information on there. Anyways, what's in the box? So sliding off the little cover there, well, oh, we lost something in the box here, which is, of course, the t-shirt giveaway. So if you want to get in on that, there you go. There's that information there. And once again, the SAFADA and CASA information, just to further illustrate the point that you should care about advocacy. So tossing that to one side, we have a lovely user manual, which is in a million languages, and very graphics orientated, which is great. I really like that. No fold-out manuals in sight. There we go. There is the actual unit itself. We have the Vaporous RDA with the installed big-ass wide-bore tip on top and the 810 drip tip adapter, which we'll be taking a look at in just a second here, but let's go through all the goodies first. Let's just go ahead and dump them out right here on the desk. So let's go through them one by one. I'm not even going to guess what's inside them, but I know what we're getting here. It's listed on the back of the box. In the first package we have all the fun little replacement parts that, now that I have opened this little baggie, I am going to lose. So you get a whole bunch of extra stuff in here, some replacement screws, some replacement O-rings, and this actually looks like a squonk pen as well. So I believe you can use this as a squonker, so that's pretty cool. Let's just put those off to the side for right now while we open the other package. Let's see. Oh, coils. All right, so they give us 3 coils. Very, very nice looking coils. It's just nice that they throw them in the box. I don't know why they give you 3 of them, but there they are. That's just something extra that they throw in for you. So throw that off to the side, and that, by the power of deduction, leaves us with cotton. We have a little bit of organic cotton here. Nothing to write home about, but it's nice that they put it in there as well. So last but not least, we have the little black screwdriver which is slightly larger than the little blue screwdrivers that you normally see. We've seen this before in the Serpent SMM video. Nothing to write home about again, but yeah, it's in case of emergency, you have yourself another screwdriver. So let's take a look at some of the main features of the Vaporous. First of all, it's 24 millimeters in diameter. It has a nice deep juice well. It's made of 316 stainless steel. It has a unique 2-post dual terminal design, shelf-style clamp configurations, 2 terminals per post, top secure via Phillips screws. It uses PEEK insulators throughout the device, dual slotted airflow, direct-to-coil chamber, Delrin wide bore drip tip, which is actually not true, it's made of Ultem, and 24 karat gold plated 510 connections. So here I've got all the pieces of the Vaporous laid out for us. Let's just take a look at them one by one. Here is the Ultem drip tip that it comes with, nice and wide bore. You can tell it's Ultem because of the classic color there. Kind of a yellowy plastic looking thing there. It is friction fit and very, very wide bore, as you can see here. And it's just the right height. I really like the height of this thing here. It's just right for me personally. So there you go, there's that. Moving on, we have the drip tip adapter. Just another little piece of Ultem with a couple of O-rings on the inside to fit your 810 or Kennedy Goon tips. Otherwise still friction fit on the outside there. And it fits just into the top cap section like so. So pretty nice and flush when it comes to the top cap. It looks a little bit funky if you don't have a wide enough 810 tip over the top of it. It does look a little bit weird, but I guess some people might find that to be kind of cool, but there you go. Getting it out can be a little bit fiddly. As you can see, the top cap section on the inside there, you have a couple of O-rings, 2 to be exact, and they fit really nice and snug against those drip tips. Here you can see the O-rings for the top cap section, 2 as well. Personally, I feel like they only needed 1 because this thing can be a bit of a pain to actually adjust, but you can see the airflow sections there. They are matched on the opposite side. No way to do a single coil airflow, but you have this style airflow here, or if you want a slightly narrower channel, you have this one here as well. And of course, they're matched on the opposite side. So there you go for that. Next section we're going to look at is the actual top cap midsection here. We have the airflow section on both sides. Of course, it's mirrored there. You have the little very, very subtle engraving kind of emblem there, the Vaporous logo, if you will. Otherwise, it's just a chimney section. So there you go. And last but not least, the piece you guys all wanted to see, which is the build deck. Very, very cool, unique looking build deck. It's got the kind of outer posts being a little bit higher than the inner 2 posts, as you can see there, as well as clamps on the top. So you have the clamp option if you wanted to use those, kind of similar to the Goon. You can undo those, and they undo the screws on the bottom as well. So if you're planning on building this thing with, you know, some sort of crazy quad coil setup, it might be a little bit more difficult. But for normal dual coils, the options are pretty much unlimited. But there you go. You can see all the space that you have in the deck there. Nice deep juice well as well. You can squonk with this thing with the use of the squonk pin that's included there in the box. But otherwise, you know, pretty standard stuff. You got Phillips headed screws on the top, which are actually pretty decent. You know, I've used a lot of screws in my day, especially from Chinese manufacturers, and these are some of the best. So I got to give it to them for that. And there you go. You can see the 2 O-rings on the bottom there, which keep that top cap section on there nice and snug, no complaints whatsoever. And there is the bottom, where you can see the very, very subtle engravings for the Vaporous and Wotofo logos right there, and the gold-plated 510 connection. Plus you have that little screw there that holds on the negative post. And that is the down and dirty basics of the Vaporous RDA. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of the video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off today with the pros, and my first pro is it's super easy to build. I absolutely love the ease of building on this thing. You have so many different options. You can build on the top section, you can build on the bottom section, you can use a little bit of both. You can do angled coils, big long spanning coils, whatever you want to do. It's all there right in front of you, and you just have pretty much unlimited options as far as builds goes on this thing here, which I absolutely love. This is going to be great for not only the beginner builder, but also the advanced builder and everyone in between. My second pro today is the massive wide bore tip that they give you with this device here is just right in my opinion. It's not too tall, it's not too short, it's not too wide, it's not too narrow. You get plenty of airflow through it, and the thickness is just right in my opinion. If I had to compare it to something, it would be pretty much similar to the Elite V2 by Armageddon's drip tip there. It's pretty large and in charge, but at the end of the day, this one is a little bit thinner as far as the walls are concerned, so you get a ton of airflow through this thing, and I absolutely love it. Super comfortable for me, and definitely one of the most comfortable drip tips I've ever used. My third pro today is it's simple, clean, and elegant. You really got to hand it to the people over at Wotofo for designing something that's just super easy to build, and it's just nice looking, and overall it just has that kind of classiness to it. You don't have to slap a bunch of bells and whistles and gizmos on this thing to be able to sell it. It's just a nice looking functional RDA. My fourth pro today is the load of extras that they give you in the box. Now, I haven't said this on any of my other Wotofo reviews. However, I really feel like Wotofo goes the extra mile when it comes to their packaging. They give you coils, they give you cotton, they give you tools and screws and everything else that you would need to keep this thing up and running and in good shape. And I just gotta, give them a shout out and show them some appreciation for that. And my fifth and final pro for this device is the price. I found it for $22 online, which you really cannot complain about that one bit. That's kind of comparable to a pack of coils for your TF-V8. And with that money, you could have got yourself an authentic, original, unique looking, functional RDA for a really good deal. Wotofo has definitely set the bar very high for other manufacturers. Hopefully a lot of them will follow suit in creating these kind of unique, original ideas that are bargain priced. Alright guys, so moving on to some cons. My first con is that the airflow control ring is a bitch to move. Now, I pretty much keep this thing wide open all the time, mainly because I can't be bothered to maneuver that airflow control ring around. It's just so stiff and so rigid that it becomes more of a chore to actually move it around and cut off that airflow. So if you like a slightly more restricted draw and you like to mess around with your airflow, this one might not be for you. Moving on to my second con, the airflow slots themselves are a bit on the smaller side. Now, I was hoping for something like the Goon 1.5 airflow, nice big wide open slots, whereas in reality you're getting about half of that with this device here. So if you're the type of builder that likes building the higher wattage, crazy heat coils, this one might not be for you because it's going to be a little bit on the warmer side considering the restricted airflow. My third con today is that the 810 drip tip adapter is a pain in the ass to get out of there. Now, first thing I did when I opened the box is put that 810 drip tip adapter and then slapped an 810 drip tip on top. Not thinking ahead, I actually went to remove it and it was stuck in there pretty darn good. I tried getting it out from the bottom, I tried leveraging it out, and nothing would work for me. So think ahead when you want to put that 810 drip tip adapter in there. Make sure you want to keep it in there for quite some time. And my fourth and final con for this device is it would be difficult to utilize both top and bottom sets of post holes. Now, I know that's not what this device is for. I know you're supposed to be using one or the other. However, if it's possible, I want to be able to do it. So with that, I really feel like you should have two sets of screws controlling the two different sets of posts, but maybe that's just me. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there won't care about that whatsoever, but for me, I just feel like that's a feature they missed out on. So when all is said and done, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one for review? My answer would be yes, absolutely yes. I really like this thing. I've been using it almost nonstop since I got it, and I fell in love almost immediately. So there are a few little drawbacks here and there, but overall I would say it's definitely a win for Wotofo. I would definitely say spend $22 and get yourself a Vaporous RDA. I think it's absolutely worth it. And if you guys want to pick one up for yourself, make sure you check out the links right down there in the description. All right, guys, that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click the notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts all about the Vaporous RDA or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the box below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on!